Keto Almond Flour Hamburger Bun recipe. I've got the ingredients already out, and what you'll need is 6 eggs, a half a cup of butter, room temperature, 1.5 cups of almond flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and this is optional, sesame seeds, or like what I have, it's called everything seasoning. It's for like bagels, and it's got poppy seeds, sesame seeds, a little bit of onion, black poppy seeds. I don't know if I can get this up, if you can see it or not, but it's called everything seasoning for bagels and more. Okay, so I'm going to use my stand mixer, my KitchenAid. You can do this by hand. You can mix it by hand in a bowl, or in a food processor even. So what I do is I put my eggs in first, six eggs, and the butter. Very soft. And at first it'll look like it's not coming together. It doesn't exactly have to be mixed completely all together. Just as long as your eggs are beat really good and this is all incorporated. And that's good enough. And then what I do is, before I put my almond flour in, I put my baking soda in the almond flour, and it's 2 teaspoons of baking soda, or baking flour, I'm sorry. There's 1 and 2. Up just a little bit. And then you just put this in with your wet batter. That almond flour sometimes, because I keep my almond flour froze, because unless you use it a lot, I sometimes use it quite a bit, but I keep it in the freezer because almond flour doesn't have any chemicals, and it'll mold if you don't refrigerate it or freeze it. So you give this a good mix. Make sure it's all mixed together, and it's going to be kind of like a wet cookie dough. I put it on high for just not very long, maybe a minute or half a minute, or that's pretty well mixed. And I'm gonna try to I'll hold the bowl up so you can see. Well, actually, I can show you with my rubber spatula what the consistency is. It's almost like a pancake batter, actually. So this is the consistency. It's kind of runny a little bit. Okay, that's all right. This is actually one of the best hamburger bun recipes that I have I took a recipe I found online and I tweaked it, which is usually what I do to make a recipe my own. So, okay, so now I'm going to put them in the pan. These are large. This is a large muffin pan. It's the same as this, except this is called a muffin top. This is the whole muffin. And if you like your buns a little higher, then all this batter would make 6. And rise up, it'd probably be a little more than half this. But since I like mine flat, actually let's do this. I'm going to do both. I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of batter in the muffin top pan. And I'm going to use my 1/2 cup to put in the large muffin pan. And I'll bake them at the same time and we'll find out. Yeah, we'll find out together, won't we? Because this is the first time I have done this. Give it a good spray. I always do, even if it says non-stick, because my luck. Oh yeah, it'll say non-stick, and guess what? It sticks. Okay, so I'm not sure if I can get 6 in there, but I sprayed 6. Okay. So once again, if you're gonna just use the large muffin pan, use a 1/2 cup of batter to fill each one. If you're gonna fill these shallow muffin top pans, you're gonna use a 1/4 cup. So let me fill these with these 1/4 cup. I really like these flat one, well, you know, because to me they make better hamburger buns and actually sandwich buns too. And not just for sandwiches or hamburgers. And by the way, these hold together really well. But they're good for if you slice them in half, like I do, like most people would. You can make French toast, and I love French toast. And on the keto diet, it's not hard to find a bread recipe. There's a million of them out there, but it's hard to find a good bread recipe that holds up like bread and has a mouthfeel like bread. So, okay, now I'm gonna sprinkle some of this on top because when it's baked, I like sesame seeds on my hamburger buns. But these are a little more than, there's poppy seeds, onion, there's dried onion flakes or something like that. I don't have time to go through all what's in it, but it's at Walmart and it's called Everything Seasoning for Bagels and More. So if you're wondering where to find it, that is where you find it. So let me move this out of the way for a minute. Okay, let's see how much of this we have left, the batter, to, I don't know what to do with this, okay, I'm gonna do this is a 1/2 cup, and I'm gonna do the middle one first because I have a feeling that this is only gonna make 2, yeah, yep, 2, I don't even have to measure it. I know that's a 1/2 cup, so I'm just gonna pour this into the cavity. And as you can see, it's exactly the same amount as that other one. So Now on the muffin top, actually no, on these muffins, the regular size muffin, the jumbo muffins, you bake these at 350 for about 20 minutes or until golden brown. Usually it's about 20 minutes. Now the shallower ones are not going to take as long, so I would check. Like I said, this is the first time I've used my shallow muffin top pan, so I'm going to check after 10 minutes and just kind of keep an eye on it. So I will be back when these are baked and show you how they turned out. Okay, I'm back and the muffins are done. So, okay. Here's the muffin top muffins. Okay, let me get the other. This is the jumbo. Okay, they're not real hot, but they're warm. But look how beautiful these turn out. I hope you guys can see this. Now, for myself, I'll show you. I get right there. It's almost like you cut it right there. And I hope I am showing this. The texture. Oh my gosh, the smell even is so good. And okay. Now these, the jumbos, see they're like a bigger of a bun, and if you cut them in half, you'll have more bread, which there's nothing wrong with that if you like a lot of bread. Carb wise, the only carbs that are in these, it takes 3 eggs to make 1 carb, and there's 6 there are 6 eggs, so total there's no carbs in anything else in the recipe. So the whole batter is 2 carbs. So when you split it up into buns, you can't even count the carbs. So because you're even if you make 6 of these, split 2 carbs by 6, that's what each one would be, which isn't, for me, it's not even worth counting. And if you like these, that are, because I do, I just love these. And don't do what I did. Don't use the knife. Actually, I don't ever use metal on my really good pans. But anyway, so there's the recipe. And I hope you try it. And actually, there's 4 hamburger bun recipes that I have. And this is the first one I'm going to upload and share, because this is my favorite one. But the others are good and tasty too. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.